Bye-bye.
Joining me right now is Senator Ted Kaufman of Delaware. Same question to you as I've been putting to Chuck Schumer. This is pretty rough stuff. I've been saying this morning, watching the hearing, it's almost, to use an old crude phrase, they've turned this nominee into a voodoo doll, and they keep putting pins in her as a way of getting at President Obama.
Yeah, well, look, you know, what the thing is to say, if you don't have the facts bang the table, I mean, as you know, you've been through these things, Chris, this is my 12th one. And, you know, when the more violent and the more over the top the charges get, it means they have less and less that's having an impact. So I think right now, Elena Kagan's in a very enviable place. They've been firing at her ever since she was nominated, and so far none of it's sticking. So they're going to try, you know, more over the top kind of charges, and I think that they won't stick either.
Well, here's an interesting array of charges. A lot of people would say getting into Princeton or Harvard law would be an honor. Listen to Kyle. Listen to Senator Kyle of Arizona. These are like a rap sheet. When he describes her background. Let's listen.
Not only is Ms. Kagan's background unusual for a Supreme Court nominee, it's not clear how it demonstrates that she has, in the president's words, a keen understanding of how the law affects the daily lives of the American people. One recent article noted that Ms. Kagan's experience draws from a world whose signposts are distant from most Americans: Manhattan's Upper West Side, Princeton University, Harvard Law School, and the upper reaches of the Democratic legal establishment.
Well, I love the phrase, the upper reaches.
If we lose Harvard Law School as a disqualifier, how many of the Republican members of the present Supreme Court went to Harvard Law School? I know there's a bunch of them. So I think, I think this again
went there.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Scalia. Where did Scalia go? Anyway, this is clearly.
I know Clarence Thomas went to Yale. It's even better law school. Even better law school.
Well, the other thing is that when you listen to what they're saying, they're accusing her of being like, heaven forbid, Thurgood Marshall. Oh my goodness! How can you say that? I mean, I wonder how many of the members would vote against Thurgood Marshall for the Supreme Court. The way they were throwing his name around as an activist court, really, truly, I really do wonder if they'd have voted for Thurgood Marshall for the Supreme Court.
Let me try this at you. I don't know if you heard my conversation with Senator Schumer, but it's so geographic. You've got people from South Carolina, Utah, Oklahoma, Texas, wherever, going after her, Arizona, blasting her for being from the Northeast. That's their main attack line.
Well, basically, it's red states. I mean, come on, Chris, you know. Basically, I've noticed on the floor and in these hearings, many of my Republican colleagues really are talking back to their home state. It isn't part of any strategy. They talk back to their home state. And we look at these states, these are very, very red states. You know, this country's really, really split. And they represent very, very red states, and that's what they talk about.
Are they really running against J.D. Hayworth and the guys who knocked off Bob Bennett? Are they really running against potential more conservative, more right-wing primary opponents? That's why they're putting on the show today.
Well, they seem to be doing it even before that. I mean, when I came back here, you know, I'd been away for a while, and I came back, and it just seems that listening to them on the floor when I'm presiding, the whole thing is very, very playing to the base. I mean, they're following on in kind of the Bush tradition of playing to the base, and I don't think it's anything beyond that.
You're a very intellectual fellow. You're in trouble. Thank you very much, Senator Ted Kaufman. Your discernment's going to get you in trouble. Thank you. When we return, Senator Robert Byrd, what is the death of the longest-serving member of the